In 30 years from now, I'll be on my yacht with all my females, like a sultan. And I'll be yelling down to you, I warned you. Oh, you're in a digital prison. You're in a 15-minute city. You can't leave your area because of climate change, and your digital ID doesn't scan at the barriers that prevent the cars from moving. That's a shame. Sorry about that. I'll get a megaphone. Sorry, you're broke. You're fucking poor. I warned you. It is my duty to warn you. It is not my duty to do anything else. You have been told. If you ignore my warnings, then you deserve the future which you are headed for. If you do not change the direction in which you are going, you're going to end up exactly where you're headed. Carbon credits, robo-dildo, digital ID, techno-communism, pooper-scooper, starship trooper bullshit.
And you know the worst thing about it is the solution to all of this is money. Because what they're going to do is they're going to come along with carbon credits. Here's what they're going to do. Everyone at home, we've discovered the sun is hot. So for that reason, we need to increase your taxes to save the world. If you work harder and give us more of your money, we can stop the sun from being hot. Ask the little girl, Greta. That's what we're going to do. So you have to buy carbon credits. You're not allowed to use carbon anymore. Carbon's bad. So that means you're not allowed to drive your car, you're not allowed to fly anywhere, and you're not allowed to eat meat. But if you plant trees, if you put hydrogen into the Large Hadron Collider, then you can have more carbon credits because you're offsetting the sun being hot. You're putting snow in the sun. That costs money to do. So you're allowed 100 carbon credits a year unless you buy more. If you buy snow to fire at the sun from the cannon, then you're allowed to eat more meat and fly more places, meaning the rich people can do whatever they want and the poor people will be restricted to stay inside of their extermination camps.
Our brand is actually about flawlessly predicting the future. If you listen to us, you're going to be fine, which is why they don't like us and why they want to get rid of us, because they don't want you listening to us, because they don't want you to be fine. They want you to be a slave. Every single time a new AI platform is launched, you should get richer. It's amazing that these new AI platforms are launched and people are not using them to get rich. They're using them to make little videos to send their girlfriend where they're a cute little bunny. They're using them to make videos to send to their man's group chat, laughing about football teams, but they're not using them to get rich. Every single tool at your disposal should be used for one thing: making money. So what is your plan now? Now that you're out of time? Soon, people who are broke will stay broke, and people who are rich will stay rich. It is down to you to choose a team. Digital IDs can be delayed, however they are coming. A technocratic feudalism will be brought and bestowed upon the common man. We're going to become more digitized. AI is going to have more and more access to your information. Governments are going to have more and more control. And your only way to protect yourself is money. That is a matter of fact. When it happens, in the next 5 years or the next 50 years, doesn't matter. It is coming. If you're poor, you will stay poor. If you're rich, you will stay rich, which is why it's extremely important that you get rich now while you can still change teams. When the digital ID comes in, when AI scans your butthole, when everything is known by all of the government agencies, your chance of becoming rich is zero. Because even if you become successful and start to make money, they will tax you back down where you belong. If you stick to all of the tax rules in any of these Western nations, it's impossible to get rich anyway. They know this, which is why they want to implement them so ruthlessly. What is your plan now? You had years to get ahead of the game because you were warned. But you didn't take it seriously because you know what you were doing? Let me show you what you were doing. You watched my emergency meeting where I said, they're going to come with digital ID and you're going to get stuck forever poor and your bloodline's going to hate you. Your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren are going to look back on you as the biggest failure of the entire generation, of the entire ancestry. And you watched my emergency meeting and then you thought, wow, okay, cool. And you were motivated for like 4 minutes. And then after the 4 minutes ended, you went on Instagram and you started messaging girls. And those girls ignored you. Then you jerked off. Then you went to sleep. Here you are, 2 years later, broke, about to be enslaved with digital ID, like I said. Congratulations, you're a retard. Congratulations. And by the way, this shit's coming to everywhere. It's coming to all of Europe. Digital ID, all this crap's coming to everyone. Told ya! You're running out of time. You need to get rich quickly. One day you won't be able to escape anymore. They're going to close the gate. Told ya. I've been warning you about this crap for years. How fucking stupid do you have to be to still be calling me crazy when every single thing I have ever said has come true? Oh, you were right about that one. You just noticed it before everyone else. But I'm not sure about this one, buddy. The TV says otherwise. You're a dipshit because you don't believe in any of the conspiracy theories which repeatedly end up simply being a prediction of the future. We're going to talk about digital IDs. You already know why it's a bad idea. Everyone with a brain understands it's a very bad idea to give the government more power. Because what does the government do with power? The same thing a woman does with power. Imagine you love a chick with all your heart. And you're like, I can't live without you. I love you so much. And you make her the boss of the relationship. Are you going to be happy or is she going to fucking ruin your life? She ain't going to do what you do for her. She's not going to give you a nice car, a nice life, and let you go out and enjoy yourself and have some freedom. No, she's going to fucking hammer you. Day in, day out, trying to control every single fucking thing you do. Abuse. Women and governments abuse power. They are abusive when they have control, which is why they can't have it. Which is why nobody wants to work for a female boss, which is why you do not want a government to have more power. The point of these digital IDs is more power. I've been telling you people what to do for a very long time, but how are you going to get Chinese pussy if you ain't got any fucking money? You need money. Hello? You're poor. You need money now. There's no system that can hold you down. There's no woman that can hold you down. Nothing can hold you down if you're a fucking winner. If you take action and you move first, nothing can pin you down. Nothing. You're allowing them to beat you. They are breaking your spirit. They are making you quit. They're making you give up. It doesn't matter. None of it matters if you're a hero. If you're a hero, you can resist. That's the point. That's the masculine essence. The history books are written about men like me, like Napoleon, like Genghis fucking Khan, who said, no, we are going to fight. Stop praying to be saved. No one is going to rescue you. How many warnings can I give you? No matter how hard I scream down the side of the mountain, climb. It's great up here. You can make it. You just don't seem to want to try. I'm trying to convince you to do something you should already want to do, which is win. And you still just laid in bed at night after an average day of meager efforts. You went to bed broke and slept like a baby. If you would have just done what you knew needed to be done, you would be sitting in a completely different situation right now. Your bloodline would be financially free for eternity. Instead, you will die insignificant and be forgotten by your own blood. Your dynasty leads to nowhere. Work harder, try harder, lock in, forget all excuses and act with speed. You have no excuse to not make money. So all you have to do is try. I'm tired of yelling at you people. There's only so much you can do to inspire a sheep to become a wolf. Then I saved our entire bloodline because I locked in. This needs to be the future you. It's now or never. So if you're not a millionaire and you're not happy with your life, guess what? You are where you deserve to be. It's impossible to exist somewhere where you're not comfortable. If I were to say, lay on these red hot stones, you'd get up and move because it hurts. It's not comfortable. You have to get out of that position. Yet, your life is in a shit position, but you don't do anything about it. So if it was really, truly uncomfortable to you, you'd change something. Now, of course, you can talk a good talk. My life's not in order. I want to be rich and I want to be in shape and I want and I'm gonna, and then you don't do anything. When I was broke, I couldn't sleep. I wanted money like fucking I needed air. I am smart enough to know that money equals freedom. And I don't want to live controlled by a job. I don't want to live controlled by a government. I don't want to live controlled by nobody. I want to be free. I needed money. And I used to sit there and just literally with my hands in my head and people were like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I need money. I want money today. I'm not gonna live broke. Get rich or die trying. I understand that completely.
You are not uncomfortable in your position. Same thing with physical fitness. Oh yeah, I really need to lose weight. I know I'm going to lose weight. Why are you fat now? And you are comfortable being fat, because if you weren't comfortable, you would do something about it. Even if you're not happy, even if you're uncomfortable, you're not uncomfortable enough to change it. If you were genuinely pissed off about your situation, you would not need me to motivate you. You would motivate your fucking self, and you would do something to change it yourself. So this whole motivational shit is all garbage. All you fuckers are exactly where you belong. I'm where I belong, the top of the mountain, because I refuse to stay anywhere else. And if you motherfuckers are still sleeping sound at night, you're going to stay exactly where you are.
Never doubt that we can redefine ourselves. The brainwashing starts early, and it starts at home. The people we grow up with and the environments we grow up in define who we think we are and what we think life is all about. And if all you are ever exposed to are lazy people, content with mediocrity, greatness will remain a fantasy. The vast majority of parents don't know what greatness looks like, so they are ill-equipped and afraid to encourage big dreams. That's how limited horizons get passed down from generation to generation.
As a man, when you upgrade your life and you become a better man, by extension, you automatically improve the lives of all of your friends, of your woman, of your children, of your country. We radiate. But putting in that extra effort pays off. And you can look at it spiritually. You can be philosophical about it and say that God rewards people who try hard. God is literally looking at all of us, and he's saying, all these people I've created, who's thankful? Any one of us could have lost our eyesight to bacteria at age 2. So saying, who's thankful enough for what they have, that they're trying their absolute best with it all of the time? So if you do that, it's like, I like this stuff. It's amazing what comes your way. So I want you to actually think about what you've done your complete best at. And then I want you to try and apply the analogy of focused, because I focused my power into one knuckle and did more damage than any of you could ever do. If you're going to work. If you're going to chill, then chill. You don't want to be a dim light that's half on. Now, I find chilling and relaxing extremely stressful. Then there's nothing more stressful for me than trying to not do my work. Because if I'm not doing my work, then I'm thinking about the work I'm supposed to do, and I'm more stressed than doing the work. So all I want to do is work. But if you're going to do something, you should be doing your absolute best at it. What's the point in doing anything if you're not going to do your best? And it's amazing how things can translate. If you do your best in one thing, it can radiate out across your entire life. I think a man has a duty to his last name. I am a Tate. The reason my father is discussed so heavily is because of my monumental success. I keep him alive via my success. I would love to think my son does the same thing. So I have a duty to Tate. I have a duty to my last name. I must perform. And even as a man today, you're waking up, you want to load up a porn website. You should have respect for your last name. And you should sit and say, is this who I am? Well, you have no dignity? Well, I have too much dignity for that shit. And a lot of these men have no dignity, no self-respect. It extends of why they're never going to be who they could be, and also what they do to cope with that. And yeah, porn is a coping mechanism. If you have a porn addiction or you have a problem with porn, you have a problem with yourself, because I guarantee if you're the kind of man you're supposed to be, you would have no time for that. The fact you even need porn shows there's a problem with you, because if you were the kind of man you could be, and I genuinely believe that any man can become anything, then you'd have unlimited sexual options and you would have no interest in that. I think if you stand up, self-respect, work hard, don't make excuses for anything, don't look for an easy way out, in America or England or any other Western nation, I think you can be extremely successful. For many of the world's problems today, porn, being respected by your peers, making sure that your wife's going to stay with you, anything, it all comes down to who you are as a man. The only answer is masculine excellence. So I will genuinely say to any man out there who finds himself loading up that website, go take a look in the mirror and realize why no one wants to fuck you. Absolute and utter self-accountability. This is something that's also missing. I take accountability for everything in my life. I sat there and go, what did I do wrong? How can I learn from this? What did I do? Because my actions are what I have the most control over. If a woman doesn't want to sleep with me, I don't sit and say, women are this way, society's that way. I just sit and say, okay, why?
It's very difficult to do everything right all the time in all realms and be extremely successful in all the realms a man should be successful and then still end up lonely. Go look in the mirror and ask yourself a very simple question. If I was a girl, would I sleep with me? She has all the choices in the world. She can choose anybody she wants. Why would she choose you? Are you really that funny and interesting and unique? Tell me something you've done that no other man's ever done. Tell me something about you that's genuinely unique. And men speak without speaking. I can meet somebody without saying a word, and within the first 3 seconds, I know if he's a bitch or not. It's almost instinctual that you can't explain. So the easiest way, I have a lot of people ask me, hey, how do I come across as high value? Be high value. That's the easiest way to do it. Why are you trying to fake? Why are you trying to lie? And this is what I don't understand. I truly don't understand how most men don't wake up and think, I'm not good enough.